Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wise Gossip. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Teresa Giudice reveals the hit show she turned down. Real Housewives of New Jersey star Teresa Giudice is one of the longest-running cast members across the Bravo sphere. However, she, like many other housewives, has branched out into different areas of reality television. Recently, Teresa shared that she turned down the opportunity to participate in Celebrity Big Brother. Teresa shared this tidbit on a recent episode of her popular podcast, Turning the Tables. She said to her guest, "They did ask me to be on Big Brother." She continued after confirming that she meant the celebrity version. "I said no because they take your phones away." She and her guest then began to discuss her time on House of Villains. Teresa Giudice said she did the show because, although they restrict use, she could still use her phone during certain parts of the day. Teresa Giudice recently went on tour as The Real Housewives of New Jersey is on hiatus. The Real Housewives of New Jersey is currently on an extended pause, which means Teresa Giudice has been branching out into other ventures. According to Bravo, she recently completed the Bring Back My Wives tour in Australia, which was in collaboration with Giudice events. The tour included 7 dates, with stops in Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. Notably, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star Whitney Rose was also on the tour. The final date took place on July 18 at the Star Gold Coast. It included well-known drag queens such as Luxembourg London, Laganja Estranja, Eureka O'Hara, and Ashley Madison. Whitney described the tour by saying, "Just imagine the two worlds of Housewives and RuPaul's Drag Race combining. It's going to be fun. Lots of glam, lots of reading, shade, humor." Teresa Giudice's husband, Louis Ruelas, even made the trip to Australia for the final night of the tour. Teresa took to Instagram to show them all out to dinner together following the show. She captioned the post, "Bodega Baddies." It's unclear when RHAONJ will return. Bravo fans have been anxiously awaiting news about season 15 of The Real Housewives of New Jersey. The latest news is that they are currently casting for the show. According to US Weekly, Andy Cohen recently said, "It was really on a deep pause, and we are actively there casting and looking at the future of what that will be." He continued, "It's a great franchise, and we love it. I just have to reiterate that. Of course, there have been rumors about who from the current cast could remain on the show. Many insiders have stated that Teresa Giudice and Melissa Gorga are both on the list to continue with the show despite their issues with each other." Teresa Giudice may be synonymous with The Real Housewives of New Jersey, but in a surprising new revelation, the reality icon shared that her television journey could have taken a wildly different path. During an interview on her popular podcast Nemes B Dollarchiz, the table-flipping OG dropped a bombshell. She once turned down a major role on another hit reality show, one that went on to become a cultural juggernaut. "I was approached to be on Dancing with the Stars. Before The Housewives even aired," Teresa said, her signature Jersey drawl tinged with nostalgia. "Back then, no one knew who I was. They wanted a fiery Italian mom with attitude, and I thought, dancing? Me? No way. I was raising my girls. I had the house, the cookbook dreams, and I just didn't see myself shaking my booty in front of the world." According to Teresa, the opportunity came in the form of a vague casting call. No names, no promises, just the allure of sequins and celebrity. "My friend told me about this show where celebs learn to ballroom dance. I thought it sounded kinda nuts," she laughed. "I was like, unless I'm dancing salsa at a wedding, I'm not interested." The decision, she admitted, was also rooted in fear. "I didn't want to be judged. I didn't want people critiquing my body, my steps, my everything. I was still figuring myself out. I wasn't ready to be out there like that. Not yet." But here's the twist. Within a year, Teresa landed a spot on The Real Housewives of New Jersey, a move that would launch her into Bravo superstardom. "It's funny how the universe works," she mused. "That show changed my life. I was meant to be in people's living rooms, just not in heels doing the tango. Fans might recall that Teresa eventually did make an appearance on Dancing with the Stars, years later in season 31. But by then, she was no longer a shy mama four from Tawako. She was a household name, an author, and a pop culture powerhouse. When I finally said yes to DVTS, I was in a totally different place. I wanted to do it for myself, to show my daughters that you can try something scary. And Teresa says she has no regrets about passing up that first invitation. Everything happens in its own time. If I had gone on dancing first, who knows if I would have ever been a housewife. Maybe people wouldn't have gotten to know the real me. The mom, the daughter, the friend who loses her cool when provoked, she joked. And the missed opportunity didn't stop at Dancing with the Stars. Teresa revealed she also turned down Celebrity Apprentice back in the day. I had just come out with my first cookbook. I was scared I'd mess up and people wouldn't take me seriously. I wanted to build my brand slowly my way. Her honesty struck a chord with listeners, especially as she detailed the pressure she felt to always say yes to fame. People think when you're on TV, you just chase every opportunity. But for me, it's always been about timing and gut instinct. I don't need to do every show to stay relevant. I need to do what feels right. Of course, the internet exploded with speculation. What if Teresa had been one of the original stars on Daily Hits? Would she have tangoed with Derek Huddle in 2008? Would she have twirled into a different kind of fame, one less Jersey, more Hollywood? Longtime Bravo fans were quick to weigh in. Teresa was born to be a housewife. One fan tweeted, "No other show could have captured her evolution from chaotic to calm. Well, kinda." Others argued that seeing a younger Teresa on the ballroom floor might have helped her shake the table flipper image sooner. "I would have loved to see that side of her before the RHLNJ drama started," wrote another. But Teresa, as always, stays grounded. "I'm not trying to rewrite the past. I've made mistakes, sure, but I've also stayed true to who I am. Whether it's prison, divorce, or finding love again, I've let people see it all. That's real reality." Still, the revelation raises eyebrows about how different Teresa's trajectory could have been. Imagine a world where Teresa never joined RHLNJ, where she became a fan-favorite underdog on Dancing with the Stars, no more for her foxtrot than her flip-outs. Would Bravo have ever cast her? Would there have ever been a table flip heard around the world? It's hard to imagine Housewives history without Teresa at its center. From her explosive fights with Melissa and Joe, to her resilience post-prison, to her whirlwind romance with Luis Ruiz, she's become not just a housewife, but a Bravo legend. And despite the choices she didn't make, Teresa remains grateful for the road she did take. Turning down dancing was scary, but it led me to something bigger. It led me to myself, she said. In a world of influencers chasing clout, Teresa's approach feels refreshingly intentional. Sometimes you gotta say no, even when it seems crazy, because your yes is coming, and when it does, it's gonna be the right one. As for whether she consider another reality competition in the future, Teresa didn't rule it out. Never say never, but let's be real. If I go on The Amazing Race, I'm bringing my husband. He doesn't get frazzled like I do. She laughed. For now, though, Teresa is focused on her family, her wellness brand, and continuing her Bravo journey, one yoga pose and pasta night at a time.